everybody, Kat for Lifted Up Today, and I want to thank you for joining us in the study today. We are on chapter 8 of Genesis and chapter 8 of Matthew, and I kind of want to talk a little fast here because I get kind of stuck and then the video is too long to upload. So one thing I neglected to say in our last video is that if you're not going to come along with the whole study, just come in for what you want. If you want to just check out and glean information from the videos, that's great. If you want to give feedback on the Facebook page that's going to be created, that's great. Or feedback below, it's wonderful. This is just put out there to, it's just to include anybody who wants to come along. So if you do, however you participate, will be, even if it's just listening, it's going to be a big blessing to you and it's going to be a big blessing to me. So anyway, let's get started. The last questions, I think I sent out 3 questions on Genesis and 3 questions on Matthew. I'm going to try to read those to you really quick and what I got out of them this time. And I'm sorry I'm not starting from chapter 1 of both of those chapters, but we kind of got going in this until it hit me, oh, why don't we just do videos to come along and do this? And so that's why we're just going to pick up here at chapter 8. So in Genesis, number 1, this first study question was, what do we learn about God's concern for the passengers of the ark and his activity to end the flood? And you can find the answer in chapter 8, verses 1 through 5. My answer with the help of the MacArthur Study Bible here was God's covenant with Noah brought provision and protection in the midst of severe judgment. Severe judgment being the form of the flooding of the earth and killing of all the life that lived on land and breathed air. The remnant was preserved. God initiated steps toward reestablishing the created order on earth. So he saved the line and the remnant of people in the line that he was going to use to further humanity. Okay, so later. We also see that while they're still inside the ark, while Noah's family is still inside the ark, we see that God is busily drying up, sending a wind and drying up the earth and causing the waters to recede so that the people, the family in the ark and the animals can come out and have somewhere to go. Number 2, what initiative did Noah take during this period? You can find that chapter 8 verses 6 through 12, and the initiative that he took was to send the raven first and then the dove to kind of like scope out the land and see if they can give him an indication that the waters were receding. And so the raven, which I did a little bit more looking into, ravens are pretty much like scavengers, and so they are probably not going to be more picky about their diets like the doves are, where the doves would want like maybe leafy greens, or something like that. And the raven, I mean, as terrible as it sounds, but after this catastrophe, there's probably a lot of carcasses floating around, and if the raven saw them, it probably would have been, feasting or whatever, and would not have returned. But it's my 2 cents on that. But and then so the dove came back and nothing, I believe, and then so he waited 7 days and sent it out again, and then it returned with let's see, oh, the dove returned, yeah, and then he waited 7 days again, and then he returned with an olive leaf, and then he waited 7 more days and then sent him out again, and the dove didn't come back. So Noah knew that the waters were receding. So he was kind of like doing his own testing during that time. Sorry, I had to move my car. Let's go on to the next question. Number 3, Noah's first action after emptying the ark is to offer a sacrifice to God, and that is chapter 8, verse 20. What does this reveal about his priorities and the pressure of urgent tasks calling for immediate attention? So here you've got, here he's been in the ark, it's been like raining, and water's been coming out of every part of the earth that it can, up from the earth, down from the canopy. It's just like raining and raining and raining, and it's like they finally hit land. There's finally dry land, and the first thing, everybody's been going stir crazy, everybody wants to get out, do something else. But what is the first call of action that Noah feels he needs to do? First things first. So what he does is he builds an altar, because what he wants to do is worship the Lord. That's the first and foremost thing. And I think that's really, really beautiful, because the one of the very first commandment is to love the Lord God with all your heart, mind, soul, and strength, right? I mean, it's like, that's like huge to put him first. And so that's exactly what he did. He wanted to honor God for bringing him through, you know, by his covenant faithfulness. He brought Noah and his family through this terrible catastrophe, and he spared them, and he wanted to remember him for that. And I thought that was amazing. That's exactly the first order of the day. That should be the first order of every day, is to get up and thank the Lord and say, Lord, thank you for bringing me through another catastrophe, you know, yesterday, or, you know, my life yesterday, and spared me, and you gave me another day to breathe and live. Thank you. You know, I'm alive today. I woke up this morning, and just thank the Lord and worship him for that. So I just thought that was amazing. Now what I'm going to do so that this video won't be too long is I'm going to split these up. So I'll have a video for Genesis questions, and I will have a video for the Matthew questions. So the next video is going to be on the Matthew 8 study questions, and here we are. So just in case you're wondering why I'm doing this in my car, it's because I'm a mother of 4, and I have 3 young boys at home, and this is uninterrupted time. So you may see me in my car quite often. Anyway, I love you guys a lot, and many blessings. I'll see you soon.